Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new topic, that is in Unit 1, that first lesson, reactivity of metal complexes. In this, actually, two lessons are there. One is reactivity of metal complexes, another one is bioinorganic chemistry. So, in coming to reactivity of metal complexes, we are going to discuss in this topics is labile and inert complexes, substitution reactions, in square planar and octahedral complexes, next one, trans effect and its applications. So in this lesson we are going to discuss about the labile inert complexes and its factors, and also substitution reactions in square planar and octahedral complexes, trans effect and its applications. So generally reactivity of metal complexes enzyme. So as we have learnt in coordination chemistry, what do you mean by complexes? So to the central metal atom there will be a charge which is representing a charge and indicated by square brackets. That one we call it as what here? Complex. And here to the metal complexes. So means what? To the metal complexes, how it is working means how the nature of the reactants are going to work. Now let us discuss first of all labile and inert complexes. So labile and inert complexes generally going to stability of complexes, these are classified into two types. First one is kinetic stability, another one is thermodynamic stability. Okay, so first one is it divided into two types, which is denoted by K, or is also known as equilibrium constant, as we have studied in the stability of complexes. So these are divided into two types, that is kinetic stability and next one thermodynamic stability. So generally kinetic stability mainly depends upon the rate of the reaction. It deals with what here? Kinetic stability, rate of the reaction. Okay, whenever we are taking any reaction, any complex or any ligands, how much rate we are going to calculate. So rate of the reaction, it is giving, it deals with energy of the reaction. Means here we can speak about activation energy. Coming to here, we will be speaking about free energy, which is denoted by delta G. Okay, so this is also again divided into two types, that is labile and inertness. Coming to here, these are not divided, but we will be giving us parameters thermodynamic beta and K, so which is stable and unstable. So he determines stable and unstability complexes, but it cannot determine. It will say about the reactivity of the complexes. Kinetic stability will say about what here? Reactivity. It will speak about reactivity of the complexes. Okay, so this is about the kinetic stability and thermodynamic stability. But coming to here, now what is meant by labile? Generally, what is meant by labile complexes? So labile complexes is nothing but here in which the complexes in which ligands can exchange immediately. That one we call it as what? Labile or non-inert complexes. Labile means what here? The complexes in which ligand can exchange immediately. We call it as what here? Labile, or we can say non-inert complexes. Coming to inert means what here? No exchange of ligands. We say it as inert complexes. For example, if we have been taken CONH3 3 plus 6 H2O molecules. So if we have exchanged ligands, then what we'll be getting? CO H2O6 3 plus 6 NH3. Okay, so if you have observed in the first one, if you have seen the complexes in which ligands can exchange, okay, so if you have exchanged ligand immediately, so what happens? It is forming a aqueous solution of cobalt. So there is no exchange of ligands. So coming to kinetic, it is unstable compound. Okay, so it will show very less. Why? Because it is a inert complex. These are inert complexes. So octahedral complexes, this is a octahedral complex. As we know, these octahedral complexes will not show labile complexes. Only tetrahedral complexes can show labile complexes. So this is what I have told you, the ligand can exchange. Here ligands exchange. Even though ligands is exchanging, it is not showing labile complexes. It is showing only inert complexes. Compared to kinetic and thermodynamics, it is thermodynamically stable complexes. Okay. So next one, according to Tadbu, what he say means, according to Thumb's rule, okay, according to Thumb's rule, we can say that the complex which react completely, means whatever complex it is forming, which react within 1 minute, we call it as labile complex. And the complex which take longer time to complete reaction, we call it as inert complex. Okay, so for example, so according to Thumb's rule, what he tell me is within a seconds the labile complex will complete the reaction. Coming to inert complexes, it will take very long time to complete the reaction. So here generally whenever we are taking compare means what here we are speaking about time. So time is within less minute, it will be comparing. Here time is greater than 1. So this one inert complexes we can say. This is one is the labile complexes we can say if you have observed. So let us take example. So when we are taking example here CR CN6 3 minus plus 6 Cn minus. Again I am taking ligand. Okay, so this ligand is replaced by this ligand. Okay, this ligand is replaced by what here? By isotopes I am taking 14. Okay, so when this is replaced by this ligand Cr 14 Cn 6 3 minus plus 6 Cn minus, this time will take nearly 24 hours. So how much time it is taking? It is taking very long time. So whenever it is taking very long time, so what happens this one? This is a inert complex. Okay, so as I have told you this example, so coming to this example, what happens whenever in acidic medium, so it is a kinetically unstable, I have told you. Okay, good example for but that is kinetically inert. So this is the reaction, so whether it is inert or labile. Okay, so these are having some factors. So let us see the factors of lability, labile complexes. So first one, electronic configuration. Okay, so coming to here, according to valence bond theory, we can say generally in octahedral complexes, generally we are having two types, that is generally it is having two types. One is what here, outer orbital complexes, another one is inner orbital complexes. Means outer orbital complexes, what it will show? Hybridization. It will show sp3d2 hybridization. It will show d2 sp3 hybridization. So here this outer orbital complexes, so it will show labile complexes and it will show inert complexes. Why? Because here in a crystal field theory, wait a minute. So here if you have observed, we will be having in crystal field theory Eg and T2G. If you have observed in crystal field splitting energy, it is having lower energy, it is having higher energy. So here labile complexes will be having Eg orbitals and inert complexes will be having T2G, which means it is divided into what here? T2Z means it is having three orbitals, that is dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals, and coming to here we will be having dx square minus y square and dy Z square. Okay, so this is about the lability and inert complexes. So the outer orbitals we are going to call as what here? Outer orbital having sp3d2 labile easy. Inner orbital will be having d2sp3 inert, which is known as T2z orbitals. So here complex is having at least one electrons. Okay, so here these all at least one of the dxa orbitals vacant. So these are labile. So coming to here, how it is having at least one electrons, these are having means these are inert complexes. Okay, so this is about electronic configuration of the first factor. This is coming to second factor according to crystal field theory. Crystal field theory. So generally we will be speaking about crystal field theory. The complexes with crystal means greater crystal field stabilization energy. So if you have observed stabilization energy values, it may be inert or it may be labile. Highly inert values will be having, less labile values will be having. Why? Because if the lower CSE values are highly labile and with less CSE values will be having, if suppose CFC is lower, will be having high labile values. If suppose it is having high values, so it is having less inert values. Okay, so generally this is nothing but what here crystal field activation and stabilization energy or activation energy, we say it as here crystal field starting compound minus crystal field activated. So this is the crystal field stabilization energy. So this is second factor. So this all will depends upon the what here crystal field theory and electronic configuration. And third factor is here nature of metal ion. Okay, so coming to nature of metal ion, it firstly depends upon ionic potential. Ionic potential is nothing but charge per radius. This one we call it as what? Charge per radius. This is the ionic potential. So we should know about the first of all charge. Afterwards we should know the radius of the central metal ion. So here coming to which is having large ionic potential. Okay, so here if suppose we are having values, generally these form lability of the complexes form the, it is very less. These are only inert complexes. These form only inert complexes and no lability will be formed. Okay, why? Because it take very much time to complete the reaction. So that's the reason it is having only inert complexes. And in this next one we are going to have size of the metal ion. Next one what we are having, size of the metal ion. So greater this size will be having the higher will be the lability. How much size will be more, that much more will be the lability. It is easily can form the labile complexes. If size is more, the labile complexes can form more. And in the same way geometry, as we have discussed here, if we have taken octahedral complexes, so it can form only tetrahedral complexes, that is labile complex. Remaining highly labile than the complexes with coordination number 6. Only these complexes can form labile complexes. Octahedral and square planar cannot form labile complex. Okay, so only these will be having the more labile complex. So this is about the nature of the metal. So nature of the metal on which factors it depends: ionic potential, size of the metal ion, geometry. So size, ionic potential forms inert complexes, and size of the metal ion forms labile complexes. Geometry, in that only tetrahedral it will be forming the labile complexes. So next one, it depends upon the nature of the ligand. Okay, what is the next factor? Nature of the ligand. So this is next factor, nature of the ligand. In this, it depends upon the, first of all, size and charge of the ligand. Here we have spoken about size of the metal ion. So here we are speaking about size and charge of the metal ion. Okay, so here, which is having high charge and small size, so generally it forms stable complexes. Means what here? Ligand with high charge and small size form stable complexes. Means, let us see the example here. For example, complexes which are forming F minus ligand, means it is having small size, are more stable than Cl minus ligand. Why? Because the size is here very large. Okay, F minus are more stable than complexes formed by Cl minus ligand. Why? Because it is having small size, it is having large size. Because of this reason only it is showing only this ligand. Okay, so next one. So means what here? Lability, how will be? It will show only inert complexes, not labile complex. Okay, so coming to here, what we are speaking about stability. So coming to here, ligands with high charge and small size form stable complexes. Why? Because F minus is having small size, is show very stable compared to Cl minus. Next one, we are having factor what? Basic nature. Basic nature, when we increase in basic nature of the ligand, okay, so what happens? It gives the complex formation. So automatically what happens? It will show what here? It will show the lability of the complexes. Means what? Whenever we increases basic nature, what happens? Forms complex. So here example, if we have taken NH3 is a strong base than H2O. Okay, so if you have observed CO NH3 6 3 plus 6 H2O gives rise to what we will be getting? CO H2O 6 3 plus 6 NH3. So means what? NH3 is a stronger base than H2O. Okay, so ammonia complexes are more stable. No? Why? Because it is a strong base than water molecule. So then compared to these two ligands, NH3 is a ligand, H2O is a ligand. So whenever we are comparing these two ligands, what happens? This will be a strong basic nature, it will show, than the water molecules. So that's why this is more stable. So this one is more stable than COH2O6. Why? Because how much greater the basicity of the ligand, that much greater will be the crystal field splitting energy, and there will be a pairing of electrons in d orbitals of a complexes. So this is the reason. Okay, so here how much stability means the stability is greater, basic will be also greater. Okay, so crystal field stabilization energy will be also greater. So means what here, stability is greater means basicity greater, basicity greater means crystal field stabilization energy is also greater. So there will be pairing of electrons will be also greater than the basic nature. So we will be having here decreasing order. Decreasing order is what here, CO, Cn minus, NO2, 2 minus, En. En means ethylene group, ammonia, H2O, F. So this all will come under the decreasing order. First CO, next Cn, next NO2. So this is the decreasing order. So in this next one more property we are having, that is chelate ion. Chelate effect means what? These are ligands which form the stable complex. Means the ring size structures we can say what here? Chelate effect. Okay, chelate ring. So how much greater the number of rings, greater will be the stability and lesser will be the lability. So what do you mean by chelate? The ring type of structures we call it as chelate. So greater the number of rings, greater the number of rings, greater will be the stability and lesser will be the lability. Okay, so means what here, for example, if you have taken some complex Cu, NH2, CH2, NH2, CH2, okay, NH2, CH2, CH2, NH2. So here this is a chelate complex. If you have observed this one, this is one complex, another one is this is non-chelated. Why? Because it is not forming. If you have observed, this is a ring type of structure. Okay, if you have observed, there is no ring structure compared to this all. What this is forming a chelate complex means what here it is having more number of rings than this. So means what, how much stability, this will be having more stability, this will be having very less stability. So whichever it is having more stability, that one we call it as what here, this is a showing less labile complex, this is showing more labile complex. So these are the factors of the lability. So what is lability? So this is about lability and inertness of the complexes. So what is lability? Lability means which we can exchange ligands immediately within a second. That when we call it as what lability. So means what here, there will be rapid exchange of substitution reactions, we can say. What we can say? Rapid exchange of substitution, we can say. But coming to here, inert, no exchange of substitution reactions. So that's why we call it as inert. These are the factors we are having. So first factor is what here? Electronic configuration basing upon valence bond theory we will be explaining. Second one, crystal field theory. Next one, nature of the metal ion consists of again three types, that is size of the metal ion, geometry, ionic potential. Next one, nature of the ligand. So in nature of the ligand we'll be speaking about the size and charge of the metal ion, basic nature, and also chelate effect. Coming to here, there will be no lability. It will show only inert complexes. Coming to this one also, it will show labile complexes. And coming to here, what happens? It will show labile and inert complexes. Two types will be having. Okay. So in the next class, I will be explaining the substitution reactions. Thank you.